Hey everybody, my name is Drew Perkins and welcome to my show, Served Family Style. I am a wife, a mom, an interior designer, and I'm a CEO and co-owner of Robinson Farms Next Gen with my 11 siblings. You're gonna see some food, fun, fashion, and you're definitely gonna be laughing. Enjoy yourself here, lay back, have some fun, and join us at the table because we love to serve it up family style. Hey you guys, it's Drew Perkins with Served Family Style here at Robinson Farms Next Gen, and we are excited that you have joined us for our holiday episode. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about my outfit, right? This is an amazing red outfit that I love from Zara. My shoes are giving and they came from TJ Maxx. And so I want to show you a little bit of the fun decor that we've put together for you for this holiday episode. So let's talk about this tree. This is one of the mini trees that you will see here at Robinson Farms should you travel here for the holidays. And so let's just talk about the whimsical things that we have on this tree. It's some of the things that we see every day out here at the farm because you're gonna see deers. And so I thought it would be nice because I really love the texture of this ribbon. I love the fact that we use these large bulbs with different textures and sizes, and then just the different ribbons, adding a different plaid and a different stripe to give some whimsicalness to this tree. And so I am so excited about what I've planned for you guys for decor. And so I want you guys to come with me into the living room. I want to show you what I did to the fireplace. And I really want you to feel like some of the colors and some of the excitement that I felt when we were putting this together. So let's go. Let's get into this fireplace. Let's just talk about what we kind of did here. So one of the things that I'd like to do is I wanted to keep everything cohesive with the room. I didn't want to add the traditional greens or reds to this room, which already had a beautiful color palette to it. So what I did is I went with those color palettes. I added the cognac with the royal blues. And one easy thing that you guys can do when creating this is use picks, right? These are so easy to use. It helps you place things where you actually really want them in this design. And so really kind of introduce yourself to different traditional ways of doing Christmas, right? And so I have a couple more ideas that I want to share with you. So let's head over to the green room and let's check out what we did over there. So let's talk Christmas decor with your credenza, right? You can consider this Christmas lying down, right? And so what I did here was I added some height dimensions on some of the accessories here, along with something that you can add some candles to add a little bit of mood. But with this room, we're actually in the green room at the L, and so I just stayed tone on tone. So I did a lot of green layering with a lot of different textures and all of that. And so, and added just a little pop of ribbon. But if you really want to see the details of how I did this, you can head on over to my social media and I'll detail those things out for you. But I smell something in the kitchen. I've already started preparing something. So I'm gonna go change clothes and I want you guys to meet me in the kitchen because I'm gonna show you a couple of my holiday recipes. So let's go. Something smells good in the L House kitchen, and I know that it's my sweet potatoes, right? They're looking good and they smell so amazing. And let's take a quick peek at our turkey because, right, I've already done that. And so the turkey is brown, it is ready. So I've already prepared a little bit of what is going to be our holiday meal. So I am giving you a guaranteed fire-breathing hit for the holidays, right? This is my potato casserole. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna cut up some onion and then we're gonna put this all together and we're gonna cook it up, and you guys are gonna make this for the holidays. So let's go cut these onions. So for you amateurs who don't know how to cut up onions, I'm cutting this way because I'm cubing this onion. And so I cut it in slivers, and I don't like biting into big pieces of onion. So I'm just gonna really cut this on an angle that way, and then I'm gonna turn it, and then I'm gonna start chopping it into cubes, right? And so you can do this however you'd like. You can get a chopper, you can chop it with your chopper, but I just prefer to kind of do things with my own hands and really get in there and kind of put some love into the food. And so I make sure that wherever I can do that, I do. So I'm just chopping up these onions, and we are going to create a treat. Now, you're gonna need a cup of onions, so that's why my onions were a little small. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut up at least 1.5 of these. And we're gonna start layering together our potato casserole. So now what this recipe calls for is 2 of the big bags of the hash brown potatoes. That means that these potatoes are cut up in squares, right? That's the kind you want. You don't want to do the shredded, you want to do these cut up, right? So I'm going to pour 1 bag in there, and then I'm also going to do the other bag, and that's what's going in our bowl, right? So we got that, and then we want to take our onions, and I'm just going to slide all of the onions right into the bowl. And the other thing that I'm gonna do is, while I'm mixing everything else, I'm gonna take a whole stick of butter, and we're just gonna melt that on the stove, because we're gonna pour this over all of our potatoes. And so now that I have that in there, I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasoning. So this is a little bit of garlic, seasoned to your perfection, right? So if you love garlic, you can add as much garlic as you'd like to the dish. I'm doing some salt to taste. And I'm gonna do some cracked black pepper to taste, right? That pepper really brings out the flavor in everything as well. And so I'm just gonna stir this up a little bit. I hope you really do try this for the holidays, because it is, you just wait. It is so delicious. And so now I'm adding 1 cup of this good old sour cream. And then I'm also adding a can of cream of mushroom, okay? I am a fan of, I'm just gonna call it the red and white label. And it's a tradition. It's some of the things that my mother does, so I'm pretty sure you can try whichever one works best for you, but I like this particular brand. So I'm gonna stir this up, and yours should look something like this. And we're just gonna take our butter, and you guys get into my bowl. Like, we're just gonna pour this butter right over these potatoes. And then we're gonna stir it all up. It smells so good in here. And so now we're gonna take all of this cheese. This is 1 full package of sharp cheddar cheese. And we put that all in there. And now we're just gonna stir it all up. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna get me a container to put this in, and then we're gonna put this in the oven, and we are going to have us some potato casserole. So you're gonna pour all of your potatoes into whatever dish you choose. And then I'm just gonna add the lid that comes with this, or you can use foil. And I'm gonna put it on really tight. What you have is this amazing casserole to skip to your family's house. And you're gonna take this and you're gonna make somebody happy because you made this from your heart, okay? So I'm gonna put this in the oven on 375 or maybe 400, just depending on my oven. And then we're gonna watch this cook, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about what's next. So hold on, let me put this in the oven. Okay, so I have cut up and I've washed, not 1 time, not 2 times. You gotta wash these greens that come out of the garden at least 3 times to make sure you get rid of any bugs or any dirt. And so this is the texture of how I cut these up, right? I don't like a lot of stem, so I keep a little, but other than that, it's just a leafy, hearty. Now this is a mix, I must tell you, this is mustards and turnips mixed, right? And so as you see my seasonings, I really don't add these until toward the end, because the greens have a lot of flavor that they're creating on their own. I don't add a lot of water because greens are water. So don't let me see y'all putting a whole bunch of water and boiling greens. You don't boil greens. Greens should actually simmer in just a little bit of water, because you don't want to take all the flavor out of the greens. So when you put a lot of water in your greens, that's what you're doing. You're taking the flavor out of these greens, right? So we're gonna take these over. Now, the way I prepare mine, the meat that I use, I am using turkey parts, because, you know, we got people, we're trying to get a little bit more healthy, so we're staying with the turkey parts. So I have already put mine on, right? And so the other thing that I do is I save bacon grease, right? because it's giving flavor. You should put some oil. Your greens should have oil in them. I am just going to start putting the greens in the pot. And then I'm going to add my water so that I can determine how much water I'm actually going to be using. So I'm going to rinse this out. This is going to be probably maybe a cup or 2 cups of water. And I'm just going to pour it in. And then I'm going to turn my eye down, and then these are just going to start to simmer up. And so while they're cooking, you're going to constantly check these, right? Because you don't want the water to boil out of them. So don't leave the kitchen. That's one of my father's pet peeves. You got to stay in the kitchen. Definitely check them. And if you need to add more water, add more water. And so as these cook down, then we're going to start adding our seasoning. So you stay right there. Okay, so we're going to check our greens, right? Because remember, I said check your greens periodically, right? And so now we can see that these are almost at their halfway point. And so I'm gonna toss them, and I'm putting the ones that are on the bottom, I'm bringing them to the top. And then we're just gonna keep letting these cook. Now I'm getting ready to check this casserole. I think it's done, but I'm gonna do something that I normally do. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. It smells so good. So what I want to do is I want to check it real quick because I just want to make sure that the textures of the potato is actually done. So when you're checking this, don't go to your corners because your corners are always going to be done, but get in there in the center and kind of just pull some out. And because I know this is hot. Yeah. The potatoes are perfect. So what we want to do, I'm going to, without the top, I'm going to put this back in the oven because sometimes people mistake this as macaroni and cheese, right? So I'm going to put this back in the oven. I'm going to let it toast up a little bit on the top, and then we're going to come back and we're going to serve up some potatoes, okay? And so really quick, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to season up my greens, right? And so I keep my greens pretty simple because when you get greens from the garden, the greens have a lot of flavor to them, right? And so I'm gonna add simply some salt, some pepper, and then I always use some jalapenos with the jalapeno juice. I know people love putting vinegar on their greens, so I'm gonna do a little bit of that. And then my mother always added a splash of sugar, right? Just enough to give some flavor. Now, if you like yours sweet, you add, more sugar to it, but these country greens, they don't need a lot of sugar. So I'm probably maybe maybe a teaspoon, but that's about it. And then I'm gonna get in here, I'm gonna add me some salt. And then while you're eating, I always tell people when you're cooking, please taste your food, because if you don't know whether or not it's salted well or that it tastes and it's seasoned well, then your guests are gonna find out when they eat it, and that's not when we want them to find out. The turkey meat has fallen apart because it's well done and it's got all the flavors. Look at that, that looks so good. And so now I'm just gonna add a little bit of the juice and some of the jalapenos in here to taste. However many you wanna add in, that's what you get to do. And then I'm gonna stir these up. And now I'm just gonna taste them. And I'm gonna blow. That hit the spot. Okay, you guys, so the greens are looking good and I think they're done. So we're gonna go ahead and plate them. I'm just gonna put some in this bowl, and we are gonna enjoy these. So we did that. And then I am going to also check our potato casserole because it is ready to take out as well. Oh yeah, it looks really good. Oh my goodness. this reminds me of the fact that my kids are kind of having a competition for the holidays. So this is something new, and this represents us making sure that the next generation is really being brought into what we're doing. And so although this is the OG thing and this is what I'm doing and this is what I brought to the table, we still need both of them, right, to make our holiday what it's going to be. So I am so excited that you guys have been with me for this season of Serve Family Style. This is our last episode before the holidays, and so I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. You can continue to follow me. You can follow me on social media. You can subscribe to my newsletter, and you also can go on and you can subscribe to Serve Family Style, so you guys can go back and look at the recipes and make things and really stay connected with me over the holidays. So I'm wishing you a very happy holiday.